I'll be calling you a radical, the great Dorothy Day. If this doesn't alarm you and scare the hell out of you, I don't know what the hell does. Dying at sea. That's a stillhead. They live in the sea. Salmon number. On the mighty Columbia, the biggest. If this doesn't... and this is important too, because these liars around here will try to tell you been going on for years. The Great Salt Lake, my videos prove that no. Nope. Oh boy. We had snow over the rooftops here in freaking 2010. And the Great Salt Lake was at perfectly normal levels in 2012. This acute catastrophe called Fukushima. It's all coincidence, bro, including my cancer. So let's get from Hiroshima to Nagasaki. Fucking. There's your number for the year, 16,200. They started gillnetting 2 years ago, or 2 days ago. They're gonna. I mean, these are insane. We're talking a 99% collapse. What is that bad? Let me show you how bad it is. I'll show you how bad it is. They live in the sea, not dams. Not dams. They're dying at sea. They're dying at sea. See what they had in 2011. It's all just coincidence, bro. The tide at your feet. These are the annual totals. We don't count dead humans and bone marrow transplants. Oh, I do. We don't count the number they vaporized and murdered at Hiroshima, the innocent people. Hoover. To indiscretionally mass murder women and children. No country has ever did it. No military. No society. Revolts my soul. See what we got here. No, we need 2010. Sorry. That's the year before. Okay. Start with the right one. It happened in early 20. These salmon go to sea very short life cycles. That's why this is historic and so important. Then we're going to read Dorothy Day. Stillhead, 2010, 416,000. Tim Martin caught the world record on the mouth of the roe. He's been filming the gill netting that's going on, the test netting. They're coming back empty, zero. That's with gill netting. I've verified this through ODFW. Again today, Martin's putting up a video. They verified this number is 826,000. This is in front of the dams. In front of the dams as they come in from the ocean, not rivers, in front of the dams. 826,000. You see it steadily dropping. Now remember that, 426,000 to 426,000. Now remember, they stopped all gill netting and fishing until 2 days ago. And they started gill netting. Are you kidding me? In violation of every... Where's Greenpeace? Where's your club? Where's Friends of the Earth? Oh my God, they should be sued. Oh, well, it's outrageous. Just a 99. They've been in violation of the Endangered Species Act now for 3 administrations. Let's go back again. Are you kidding me? They have 16,000 with no gill netting, no fishing. 16,293 for the year. You saw those numbers. From 800,000. They started gill netting 2 days ago. Oh my God. Oh my God. And let's go to the images. These are paintings. You won't see this at the MoMA. I protest at the MoMA all the time. You won't see these at the MoMA. These are paintings that are painted right after Hiroshima and Nagasaki by Japanese artists. Some of the most important. You don't see this at the MoMA. Well, who? Truman? Dubin? Is the gatekeeper Leon Black? Leon Black is a pedophile. So is Truman. They're Epsteiners. They're the gatekeepers at the MoMA and the Whitney, all of them by that. You see these? You see Kevin Blanch's work in the MoMA? Now, this is important. When I was a 10-year-old boy, I went to the New York City MoMA. There was a woman. She was tied up naked. She used to call herself the Naked Dripper. 1970. Naked. She had paints, and she would go over a piece of canvas and sway. Had ropes. She was in bondage, and she would drip. I was too young to see that, but I did. I mean, I don't know how that happened, but that was the 70s. So Apparently Leon Black went to the same show. He's doing the same thing to a Russian so-called, well, I don't know what you'd call her. But he claims she's lying, but what about Dubin? Jeffrey's coming over to read bedtime stories to the girl. They're the gatekeepers of the New York City moment. You think they show these? My paintings have hung inside the hangar. That's the real museum. It's Hiroshima Day, so let's read. Get my glasses. Now let's jump here to the famous line. The papers list the scientists, the murderers, who are credited with perfecting this new weapon. Scientists, army officers, great universities, and captains of industry are all given credit lines in the press for their work preparing the bomb for the other bombs the presidents assure us are in production now. Everyone says, I wonder what the Pope thinks of it. How everyone turns to the Vatican for judgment, even though they do not seem to listen to the voice there. But our Lord himself has already pronounced judgment on the atomic bomb when James and John the Beloved, wished to call down the fire from heaven on the enemies. Jesus said, You know not to the Spirit how the Son and the man have destroyed souls, but to save. He said also, What do you do until the least of these beneath? You do unto me. Reprinted. Let's stay with this. Mr. Truman was jubilant. President Truman, she used to say. What a strange name, come to think of it. Refer to Jesus Christ as a true God and true man. Truman is a true man of this time with a jubilant. He was not a son of God, brother of Christ, brother of the Japanese. Jubilant as he did, he went from the table to the table as the crusader with the cruiser was bringing him home. With the Big Three conference telling the great news. Jubilant, the newspaper Jubilate Deo, we have killed 318,000, which is, you can times that by probably 10. The number they put out now is 900,000, but it's really 3 or 4 million. That is, we hope have killed them. The Associated Press on page 1, column 1 of the Herald says, the effects is hoped for not known. It is to be hoped they are vaporized, our Japanese brothers scathing men and women and babies to our four winds. Over the 7 seas, perhaps we will beneath their dust into our nostrils, fill them into the fog of the New York of our faces, fill them in the rain on the hills of Eaton. Jubilate Deo. President Truman was jubilant. He was created. We have created destruction. We have created a new element called Pluto. Nature had nothing to do with it. The papers list the scientists, the murderers. Truman. She's going on these great rants. Oh, she mentored me. Ask Megan Rice. Carrie Antoinette, that satanic Truman. Trump put Megan Rice in prison for life. 84-year-old man who, by the way, she raised Megan. I met Megan Rice in the Nevada test site. Her mother, Madeline, they mentored me. The head of the Catholic workers says, Kevin, we've always said we're okay with the technology, but you said it's right. Yeah, I say, at the potluck for Megan Rice's trial, I was there. I think you were sent by God. It's the greatest of all the hundreds of people. Hoover went off on them. Everybody did. Let's remember this and never forget this. Hirohito did this. Why did we bomb and mass murder millions of innocent men, women, and children? Hirohito did this. Yoko Ono's freaking cousin? Yeah. The oldest empire in the world still exists, the Chrysanthemum Empire. He was 24 years of baton test. We didn't do anything to him. He lived his full, long life. Where? In Manhattan. Lived in the same building, I understand, as Anderson, the Bhopal killer. Warrants for both of their arrests all over the world. Operation Paperclip. We're going to export the killers at Auschwitz now from Michigan, Ford and Chevrolet. When they're 100? A little late. What are we going to do, try Obama? When he ain't going to make 100. He'll get cancer. The cover-up of Fukushima is the greatest crime in human history. I got to tell this last story. I'm protesting Diablo Canyon. I protested the MoMA so many times with Dennis Oppenheimer's son. You know, I'm there protesting. The guy comes in. I'm supposed to throw you out of here. But I watch your videos, Kevin Blanch. I was on the USS Reagan. First off, thank you. I'm going on coffee break. If anybody asks, I'm on coffee. I'm going to forget to come back for a little while. Do your thing. I love you. I support your work. Cops come. They call the cops. They come out there. The big inside I says, fuck you. You don't have the sidewalk. Go fuck yourself. They call the cops. The cops are on. Says, no. You work for the MoMA now? What, Epstein owns you? Epstein owns the police force now? I says, I know the rules here. I got to keep moving on the sidewalk. If I'm Peter, I can protest here. I'm perfectly fine. No, you can't. I says, yes, the fuck I can. Call your boss. Call your fucking boss. So he comes down and he says, well, technically you're right, Kevin. You see these in the fucking MoMA? No, the gatekeepers are pedophiles. Anybody who's got inside one of the major New York City fucking museums in the last fucking 40 years, what a failure. You're a fucking pedophile supporter. You're fucking Epstein Creek, Bill fucking Eugenics Gates. I'm in the great spirit of Grant Wood, the great American artist. He got leukemia the same time I did, at 51 years old. I mean, same age. He died. I cannot tell a lie. I cut down that he went at him, didn't he? Well, I love that guy. Oh, American. Remember we did that at St. Michael's in Carlsbad with the pitchfork? The guy I borrowed that pitchfork around the corner in the old migrant workers' houses I'm friends with. I borrowed from his house right around. He just died of cancer. Truman. Let's go back to, she's the greatest. So I'm in protesting Diablo. Jules, who grew up with Patty Hearst. I mean, that's the boonies to this day. We're in the Trader Joe's, we're in one of the organic markets getting some food. She says, Kevin, that's Patty Hearst right there. I'm friends with her. You want to meet her? Yeah. So we go over there, and she's like a little old lady pushing her cart. I want to introduce you to this guy here. Okay? How you doing, Jules? How you doing? The radical. She doesn't call her the radical. She says, well, Kevin Blanch here is protesting Diablo Canyon, trying to get Diablo Canyon closed. He's kind of a radical. She says, oh, what a pleasure to meet you, Kevin. Keep up your great work. Oh, thank you. The thing needs to go. Remember, she's born and raised in Cincinnati. We left, and I said, do you realize you just introduced me to Patty Hearst as a radical? She says, oh my God, I drew one of the true feathers in my cap, but I love Dorothy Day. She was in Crimea when World War I broke out. She's the fucking greatest. She is the greatest. Mr. Truman was so jubilant. President Truman, what a strange name. Come to think of it, she used to go, Truman. Good Truman is a man of the time. And then God, so good. Associated Press, just like the New York Times now. Universities, the murderers, she called them. The great, and remember, I do all this historic PhD in Weber State University in the belly of the beast, where I graduated from the #1 school of business. I taught here at the #1 school. They're dead last now. I graduated with Mikado. 17 of us in that elite school, highest undergraduate score in U.S. history. Heir to the Japanese Empire. We did a piece about this, he and I together, in Sandra Powell's class. She started to cry. What a scumbag. It's literally one last time. The Associated Press says, we hope we've killed them. That is, we hope we've killed him, the Associated Press on page 1, column 1 of the Herald Tribune says. The effects is hoped for, not known. It is to be hoped they are vaporized, our Japanese brothers, scathing men and women and babies to 4 winds. Over the 7 seas, perhaps we can breathe their dust in our nostrils, fill them in the fog of New York in our face.